I'm sorry, I'm back. If you lost me, one of the problems with Facebook Live is having a good connection. And when you're out in the field and you don't have a good connection, things happen. So there's going to be two videos posted on Facebook Live. And for those that are just joining me, Bo Knows Mortgages, I'm Bo Smith with Cornerstone Home Lending, and I'm out at a client's house here, Carol's house. She just transacted on this house a couple of months ago. The house was predated 1975. It needed a lot of work, and this is what she wanted. She wanted to be on the water, and that's why I'm here. I wanted to come over here and look at it. She reached out to me last night. Welcome back, Crystal. She reached out to me last night and said, look, the contractor's going to be out there. You want to come by and see some of the renovation progress? I was like, perfect. The weather here has been beautiful for the last couple of days. If anybody's lived in the Southeast, we are like, not only is this football weather, but this is the weather that we live for. We necessarily don't want it too cold, but we don't want it too hot. And we are in desperate need of cool weather. So we're glad we're out here, and this is the perfect time for me to come. And I wanted to get out of the office, so this was a perfect excuse. So Carol met up with me. I met up with a contractor. Everything's going great. Couldn't ask for a perfect renovation progress. No complaints here other than the fact that she's ready to get moved in as quickly as possible. Hopefully, no pressure on the contractor, by the end of October. So a lot of the work that's going on in the house is painting. A lot of painting that's going on. So I don't have a lot of before pictures. However, I will post them later, and hopefully our connection will not go bad. So I guess I'm going to get up and walk around, and in the whole hopes that I don't fall in there, because that's not a good thing. So I'm going to get up. Slowly, slowly. Now, the deck and everything outside being painted is in good shape, but just kind of pan around a little bit. This is an inlet of the Ross Barnett Reservoir. You got houses over there, and of course, she's got a deck over there that we can go up. She's got one right there, and a little place right here where I would assume small boat craft can go under. So we're going to gradually walk up, and I'm going to do my best to talk and walk at the same time. What they say, I can walk and chew gum and talk at the same time. We're going to see if that can be done, if I don't lose it. I'm mic'd up, so hopefully the workers in the house won't be too loud, and we'll kind of keep it simple. At least you can get your exercise. Step, 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 step. All right. Hopefully the sun won't be in your way. There we go. All right, so this is the back of the house. What has been done to the outside at this point in time is we've got variations of new windows and new doors. If not new windows, clean windows, but the outside of the house, as far as the trim, not the bricks, has been painted. I do not have a picture until I post it later of the outside of the house before, but this is it after it's been painted. So we're going to go in and take a look. I mean, and just check this out. I mean, unfortunately, I don't live on the water. Krista lives on the water. She loves living on the water, but this is the view you get. And if you love to kayak, boat, or fish, especially in Mississippi, this is definitely a place. So could you imagine morning coffee and then kind of walk? And I've saw variations of different wildlife, no alligators yet. And of course you just walk out this direction and voila, you're at your own oasis. I mean, it's kind of like having a pool, but a big pool, right? And you don't have to clean it other than just walk out. So that was one of the main reasons that most interested her. Not to mention the house itself, but by far being on the water. And from a price point, everything just worked out. And she wanted to put her own stamp on it, her own colors, her own design, and so forth. So we're going to take a look. And the whole reason why I do this is real simple. We want people to know that these particular programs exist. There's over 5.2 million transactions that are closed yearly on homes. Majority of them, like a huge percentage of 90% are existing homes, and most of them were built of the year of 1991. At least that's the statistics of 2014. This house predates 1975. So when people go out and buy houses, they're typically buying a house that's got some age on it. If it doesn't have it inside aesthetically, it definitely has it behind the walls. And a lot of times people don't know the behavior of that house until after they buy it and things go south, be it AC units or leaks or and so forth of that fashion. And these particular programs are designed to address those up front and finance those particular problems into the mortgage closing one time. There's a variations of different style of renovation mortgages. We have the FHA 203K, we have the home style conventional renovation, we have the postponed improvement, we have the energy efficient mortgages, we have the VA energy efficient mortgages, we have holdback escrows. So there's a variations of things that are being done today to buy a house, and people, consumers in general, when they go out and buy and transact, especially on an existing home with age, they have no idea. So I'm kind of doing this to kind of stop the insanity. And I use a quote a lot of time when I teach classes from Albert Einstein. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Well, I'm trying to tell everybody, you need to stop buying a house over and over again, thinking that the do-it-yourself projects are going to be done within a weekend's time after closing, because they typically don't get done, and they're expensive. So these programs can help benefit those clients that are out there looking at houses and want to put their own stamp on it. And in this particular case, that's what Carol wanted to do. She wanted the ability to put her own stamp on it, but utilizing a program that allow her to do that. So we're very gracious that she utilized our services, but it takes people like Carol and other people out there that have done these before to realize the benefit of this. Okay? The benefit. Because you can do it. And remember, it closes one time. One time. Not two. It's not one of these in-house bank loans where you got to do an interest only and have all this money down and then come back and close again. Typically, the terms and conditions are extremely very favorable. The down payment is very minimum compared to what the statistics out there are. So, of course, if you need more information specifically in reference to qualifications, you got to call me, Bo Smith. And as a disclaimer, Bo Smith with Cornerstone Home Lending is speaking specifically on my house, on my personal viewpoint of this. This information is only that, just information. Can you do and add repairs to boathouse or dock? Yes, on the conventional home style that would be considered a luxury item, you can actually do that. Absolutely. Of course, there's certain qualifications, merits that have to be done, therefore the house would have to qualify in improvements. But yes, you can do, on the conventional home style, you can do improvements to a boat deck or house, a houseboat. Wait a second. Boat house, yes, but not the boat. But disclaimer real quick, this information is just that information. This is not a guarantee of getting a renovation mortgage to anyone out there. And the views expressed on here are mine and not Cornerstone Home Lending. And for more information in reference to these particular programs, we encourage you to find a professional mortgage advisor, because certain qualifications and merits do exist and certain jurisdictions do exist. So that said, we're about to go in. All right, so we're going to walk in. They got the music on in here, so maybe you won't hear it. Crystal, tell me if it gets loud. All right. I know you can't smell it, but I can. This is new paint smell. Now, unfortunately, all this was dark color. I know you can't quite see it, but you can only imagine what these cabinets look like. They were all dark colors. Carol, as I told her, she's got the Sherwin-Williams paint of the year practically for 2016, which is a kind of a pewter gray and Cinderella white. Not that this is Sherwin-Williams, but I believe that is the paint for 2016. And what we did here is this was cabinets that went right down there. So what she did was she blew that up so that she can have be looking that direction toward the water. Okay? As you can see, we got ladders up, painting going on over there. So a lot of this so far that's been done, besides some trimming and so forth, is the cabinets have been moved, furred up a little bit, beadboards have been put in, a lot of flooring. This is all going to be tile. The entire first floor of the house is going to be tile. So that's going to be one of the things that are going to come in next after the painting's done. And the entire house, trim and all, including all exterior trim outside, was painted. interesting about these houses when they're built in 1975 is a refrigerator goes here, but because refrigerators now are a little bit wider, they had to actually put in new cabinets and bring these out a little bit because the refrigerator wouldn't fit in. So, going to get new countertops. I believe she's getting granite. She's going to have her double oven. That was put in and furred up. Going to have an island right here. She's got a small dining room right here. And then as we walk through, we're going to go through the front yard, at least we can see what it looks like because there's still work going on. Turn this around. How you doing? Yeah. Taking a little break, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So we got the outside house. The paint for the trim was done. I believe she's going to take those off. Those spindles, those are coming off and going to get painted. But she's already painted the outside here. This is a relatively quiet neighborhood. It's been established for quite some time. Like I said, this house was built in 1975. It's had 2 owners. And unfortunately, really no updating done on this house. But it's quiet. Very quiet. So, what do y'all think? I mean, this is, I think it's a little over, I don't know the square footage. I may be fishing here, but it's probably a little over 3,000 square feet and some change. Bought at a very reasonable price based on the work that was done, the shape that it was in, excuse me. So, this is it. 2-story. I believe the master's downstairs. Actually, there's, master's downstairs and there's 4 bedrooms upstairs. And really, it's almost like a 5-bedroom. There's a kind of a bonus room that doesn't have a closet, but if you made it into a closet, then you'd have 5 bedrooms. So the roof is not necessarily new installed, but it's a 3-year roof. The exterior has been painted. So we're going to go back inside real quick. I hope you think I'm not talking to myself. So we got one of the workers here, and he's probably thinking that I'm speaking to myself, which I kind of am. All right, let's see if I can get this. There we go. Oh, thank you. Y'all haven't caught any fish out there? All right. Been trying. Some of the workers have been taking a break and trying to catch some fish, but no luck. Maybe the cooler weather slowed them down. So one of their favorite places to go is out here when they're taking a break. So I kind of wanted to end the little video out here and speak a little bit more about it so they're all on the same page. Let me go over this little place right here. So the gist of the story is this. This client has bought many homes in the past. This was her first time to do a renovation mortgage. We closed it relatively quickly. She got exactly predominantly what she wanted. She's happy. The house is, I don't know, probably 70% complete. The big piece of the puzzle is the flooring, but it can be done. Renovating a property, closing one time with all the repairs added, can be done. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of lenders in the United States that specialize in this. That's why I take a lot of before and after pictures, and that's why I go to some of these projects, because people don't know. They don't know what they don't know. So I think it's best to get out there and prove them wrong, to kind of let them know that there's opportunities with this out there. And so that's why I came out here today, not to mention it's beautiful. I mean, breathtaking beautiful today. But this is awesome. I mean, I'm on the higher deck right here, and as you can see, I mean, if you would have saw this house before, it just was not inviting. Outside this, this is inviting, but the house had rotten wood, needed a lot of replacing up there. The only thing that was relatively new was the roof. So the house was in bad shape and therefore not enticing for most buyers, because when they walk into a house like this, they go, this house needs work. This house needs money. Therefore, if I buy this house and put money down, I have no money to invest in the renovations of this particular house. So the clients do what they always do. If they bought homes before, they do what their parents tell them, their grandparents tell them. You put XYZ down, you buy the house, you basically defer those renovations to a later date when you have the money and pay it out of pocket. But let's face it, we're not changing oil in a car. We're not taking it to some little fast, quick lube place for a tune-up for $29.95. This is your largest single personal transaction you're ever going to make. Do not nickel and dime it on do-it-yourself projects that you do not have experience when you have a full-time job on a daily basis to go to and you want to spend your weekends with your family. Don't take on these projects. I know you lay tile one time in the bathroom, but let's just face the facts. Most professionals can walk into a do-it-yourself project home and tell it was done by do-it-yourselfers. Professionals do a better job than do-it-yourselfers typically. And when you're dealing with expenses like this is an expensive renovation. We're getting new flooring, all new painting throughout the house, kitchens completely being redone, all new appliances, stainless steel, granite countertops, all the bathrooms are being redone. There's really nothing to show you in the bathroom because it's nothing but a clean slate with empty floors right now. But I can assure you this is expensive. But it's also affordable. Affordable in the sense if you qualify because of the fact you can add these to your mortgage and close one time. So next time you're out looking for your paradise or piece of paradise that's got waterfront property, but yet the house you're looking at has got some age on it and has seen better days, then look no further than potentially the renovation mortgage to make your dream come true. It's not that complicated. Not that complicated at all. So I encourage you to share this with your friends, with your families, and the reason why is very simple. Everybody eventually is going to be in a position to want to buy a home one day. And they're going to be in a position, more than likely, based on statistics, that the house that they run into is going to have some type of deferred maintenance or is not going to meet their expectations or specifications, I should say. And if they're going to get any type of mortgage financing and don't have the additional funds to put into this, these are the videos that will make the difference. That can showcase homes that are closing with renovations starting right after closing, where we're paying contractors and the clients are going to work doing their thing and everything's tied into one note. I mean, that's a huge difference of making your dream, your paradise come true, because there's no more this honey-do list and do-it-yourself projects having to wait on these. I mean, don't get me wrong. If life was easy, I definitely would like to take a vote and take a hand in it. But the reality of it is, when it comes to buying a house, it's not easy. Not only the complication of qualifying and providing the lenders what you need and going the paperwork process, but the house you're buying with inspections, and majority of the houses that are dated as they are, because as I said earlier, the statistic done in 2014 said the typical house that was transacted, to buy was built in the year of 1991. And it was only a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. So you can imagine the topography of what the homes in this country look like. I mean, a house from 1991, and if you look at the American Housing Survey, the typical age of the house in the United States was built in 1975. And it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, only at 1,500 square feet. That's through the American Housing Survey of 2009. So you can't convince me that people are buying completely renovated houses and predominantly on most transactions. National Association of Realtors did a survey of their trending insights for 2016 that said 53% of that 5.2 million of homes that were transacted in 2015, 53% post-renovation, post-closing, That means they bought the house and they moved in. Within 3 months after they moved in, they were getting some type of renovation done to their house with minimum spent of $4,550. I mean, that was the average. So there's people out there that are spending a lot more than that renovating a property. And I can only imagine what I see on a daily basis, what people have to put into a house to buy for down payment. It's some good bit. And yet we expect them to throw in another $10,000 to $15,000 or $20,000 in renovation. And if you're a strategic partner such as a real estate agent, let's make it simple. You do a home inspection, it doesn't come back perfect. Why do we encourage the clients to try to get the seller to fix that, which of course in my opinion is a liability, but second enough that, it asks them to do it after closing, when more than likely they don't have the funds to do it. Think about programs like this that exist that potentially can, like I said, make their dream come true, afford them the ability to put this into their loan and make it affordable. So that's why I encourage you to share this information on a beautiful day like this, especially with all those shows that we see on those programs that we see of renovation of these particular homes. I mean, more and more people are doing it. That's why we have the big box stores. You know who they are, Home Depot and Lowe's. They're selling this stuff to individuals to renovate their house. But I mean, these aren't small projects we're talking about. We can't remanufacture appliances. We can only buy them. And therefore, these loan programs will allow those to be financed in a loan. That's right. Your refrigerator, your washer and dryer, your stove, your oven top, that, even your ice maker, that can be involved in financing the renovation mortgage. It's allowed. Generators, particularly in the Southeast where we have bad storms, that can be done. As Crystal mentioned earlier, you know, boathouses, yes, that can be done under some of these renovation loan programs. Swimming pools can be built. As long as they give value, and of course meet the qualifications and jurisdictions and the merits of the loan program, absolutely. Absolutely. And we just got through assisting a client up in Starkville who was building a small version of an equestrian. It gave a little bit of value, therefore he's doing a few things to his house because he has horses. The renovation mortgage helped. Let me turn this way because we love water. I love water. I just don't live on water. I live close by here. I can bike here. Carol is a bike cyclist enthusiast. And so there's got also another reason why she bought this is because it has the trails that access to the outside over here. So it makes it easier so she can get across the reservoir and get onto the Natural Trace multi-purpose trail. But this is the money shot. This right here. And that's the house that she wanted that needed work. So I encourage you to share this video with others and say, look, quit the insanity. Quit doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. That's what Albert Einstein said. So I'm asking you to take a challenge with your potentially next client, if you're a real estate agent, or your next friend or relative and say, look, you're looking and looking and looking and looking, you're not finding the right house. Remember, there's no perfect house. The only perfect house that exists is the one that the client can afford. And if most of our clients are going out buying these homes that are built in 1991, average, according to the American Housing Survey, 1975. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, that's the Brady Bunch era. And guess what? When I walk in, I'm going to find the Brady Bunch era. So take stock, take inventory, let's get results, and let's get the word out. Bo knows mortgages. I know renovation mortgages. Again, as a disclaimer, this is informational. This is informational of the program itself. This is not an endorsement directly for a loan or a guarantee to make a loan. Certain jurisdictions and qualifications and merits apply, and the opinions that are expressed in here for information only is expressed by Bo Smith and not Cornerstone Home Lending. But get the word out there. Bo knows mortgages. Bo knows renovations. Let's make, at least in the areas for which I'm licensed, let's make the reality for these dreams come true for individuals that want to take on a project, even a small project, and quit them defying buying a house because it's too expensive because they can't afford these particular renovations. Because if Carol can do it, potentially you can too. Adios, have a great Friday. Thanks, Crystal, for comments. And again, yes, a boathouse can be renovated with typically the conventional home style, as that is considered a luxury item as long as it gives merits and improvements. So I'm out of here, and I'm not sweating today. It's actually cool. Adios.